Hello, I'm Sarah Dully and I'm the parish priest of the cluster parishes of Maitland and Talara Rutherford. And we're joined today by my daughter Georgia. And it's an absolute honour and a privilege to be with you tonight as we have a think about meditation and what it means to us, and then to actually practice a guided meditation. So we're really looking forward to that. How are you going?
I'm well, thank you.
That's good. That's good. We're a little bit nervous. Okay. All right. So when Julia contacted me, she said that we needed to have a bit of a talk about what meditation was to us and how we actually do that practice. So I've always liked the idea of meditation. When I was about 18, I went to Casillo, and I thought at that point in my life I was going to have a go at actually meditating. And so there was an opportunity one evening in the chapel, and I thought, I'm going to give this a crack. And it was a really fabulous experience. It was a time that I had a crack at stilling my mind, thinking and just focusing on the presence of God in our life and being able to almost visualise that presence, I guess. After that experience, I don't know that I would have ever claimed that I was a diligent person practicing meditation on a regular basis. I certainly wasn't getting up every morning at a particular time or taking a particular posture and process for it for a number of years. And it wasn't until we were living in Mundubbera, actually, and Georgia was only a little thing, that I started to form a bit of a habit of practicing meditation, and that was part of a yoga process at that time. It was during that time that also happened to be a pretty big year of change for us that I actually came to love meditation. And at that point, I had access to a person that would take us through guided meditation, which had a combination of music and verbal directions, which I found helpful at stilling my mind. Over the past decade or so, I found it difficult at times to find times and also the tendency to, or the desire to be physically still. Sometimes I find that a bit hard. I find it hard to sit still. And so I've came across this idea of meditating as you were walking. And it was when we were at Kincumbera on a retreat that I actually had a go at walking the labyrinth out there, which was fabulous. I loved the fact that I was using movement of my body as a tool to help me calm and to focus my mind. Because, as I said before, I can find that hard to sort of sit still. So this opened up a new way of connecting with God, which was really helpful. And really, that's what meditation's all about. It's that connection and awareness of the presence of God with us. So my practice now is that I tend to meditate as I'm walking. So I walk most mornings during the week, and what I will often do is I will read a quick reflection. At the moment I'm reading Henry now, and I will hold that in my prayers and my day before God as I walk for about an hour of a morning. And I really miss that time when I just have to cut it out. And I find that the combination of movement and contemplation can be really helpful. Now, when I was starting to talk about this, I was talking to Georgia about it, and she happened to mention that she was doing meditation at school. So I thought, I can co-opt my lovely girl into this. But the thing that really struck me was that Georgia too was starting to find that this whole idea of meditation was actually really helpful for her. And it was actually one of her teachers at school that introduced her to that. So Georgia's been kind enough to be here with us today, and she is going to share with us now a little bit about what it's like for her as a young person starting off this practice, and what she does, I guess, when she meditates. So what do you do? So when and where, how do you meditate, Georgia?
I find that I turn to meditation when I feel restless, stressed, drained, or if I just want to take some time for myself. I find that the best time of the day for me to meditate is when I'm on the bus, on the way or coming back from school. I use that time to prepare and gather myself for the day ahead or to unwind from the stress of the day. I put my headphones in and I listen to a guided meditation, and I guess I allow myself to give myself a break for however long I need, really. I find that when I'm finished, I'm settled and calm, and I feel a strong sense of being grounded and I'm connected with my surroundings.
Yeah, right. Okay. Is there anything that hinders that process for you?
I think the thing that I struggle with the most is allowing myself to have the time to just put everything aside. Thoughts will want to surface, and sometimes I struggle to push them away.
Yeah, I find the same thing. I find, honestly, that it's about stilling myself enough and I guess allowing ourselves that space and that time to be able to do that. So yeah, I too struggle with that. So is it a time that you find that you're able to draw closer to God?
I find that when I meditate, I feel at one with the earth. And for me, it's a reminder that God isn't as far away as it can always seem.
So you were saying before, then it's really a sense of grounding, I guess. Yeah, and I think the same thing for me. Meditation really is a place that I still myself, and I really become present with God and allowing myself to be present, because I know for me that I have 100 million things coming at me. Well, it feels like 100 million, probably isn't really, but still. I have a lot of things coming at me every day, and so I kind of let that encroach on that. And so what I find at that time of being able to still myself and be aware of God's presence. And I find that for me, if I don't allow myself that time, if I actually push it aside, so as I said, I walk and I meditate, I do that every morning, I find that my responses to people, the responses that I have to my environment are very different to the days that I do actually get on my walks and I do actually have my opportunity to meditate. So yeah, I find that it's particularly helpful. I have to continue to allow myself, I guess, to actually make myself do it at times. Yeah. So today, the theme is keep trying as we face challenges, which is the last of the Lenten reflections that's been that you guys have been working through over the last 6 weeks or so. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to do a guided meditation with you around that theme, and there are aspects of the reading that you will have done or are going to be doing that I'll draw upon for that. So let's begin our guided meditation. So as we move into the guided meditation, I find that stilling yourself and making yourself comfortable can be helpful. So let's do that for a moment. Hopefully, you have a comfortable chair to sit on, and you're noticing how your body connects with that chair. Notice how your body connects with the floor. Notice where your body is in the room. As you breathe in, let your shoulders relax. There's no need for tension in this moment. As you breathe in again, relax the tension from your shoulders even more. We are aware of our safe space within God, and we are held in God's gracious and loving gaze. We can rest in this space with God. If closing your eyes helps, close your eyes. Begin to notice the sounds that you hear around you. Just let them be. Allow them to be in the space. No judgment is required. Just observe the sound and relax your body. Then return your focus to God's gracious and loving gaze. Allow the stillness to seep into your bones. Picture God's light radiating through your body. Focus on each part of your body being filled with light. Every cell luminous with God's love. Hold this in your mind. Breathe as you focus on the light. If a thought takes your concentration, return to focusing on the light and your breath. Be purposeful. No words are required. If you do have a thought, notice it and let it go. Let it be absorbed by the light that fills your entire body. I'm going to sit with that for a moment. Shift your attention now to God's compassion and the inclusiveness with which it holds us all. Feel the openness of the space. Let yourself sink into it. Allow yourself to be free of the need to control and to be bound by the rules we place on ourselves and the world around us. Know deeply that Jesus was prepared to die to demonstrate that we are right with God. Take yourself to the Garden of Gethsemane. Picture yourself there with the disciples and Jesus. Imagine the earth beneath you. Feel the strain of the disciples as they're trying to make sense of the events going on around them, observing the pain and fear that Jesus was feeling. Feel your own confusion, exhaustion, and worry for when you seemingly do not meet the standards of the world, the church, your work, your school, your family, your friends, yourself. Look upon Jesus' face. See his face. See his loving gaze. Feel the forgiveness that even when we don't get it right, we are still loved. We are forgiven. We are all held in God's love and care. Allow yourself to be open to the love that Jesus gives us, every one of us. Allow that love to transform your hearts. Allow yourself to be open to truth, to be honest with ourselves, to allow grief, and to find the path of hope to community and concern for others, as the disciples did. Picture that pathway of hope. Visualize humanity and all of creation along that pathway. See the neon signs of fire, drought, heat waves, coastal erosion as you walk that path. Observe the environment. Observe humanity's response as you observe these signs, who are affected by them. Does it affect you? Sit with those feelings for a minute. Move your focus back now to Jesus. See his face. Feel his compassion. Let that compassion resonate throughout your whole body. We are all complicit at times in the destruction of creation. Our inaction impedes the process of care. Allow the truth to break open your heart. Allow God's love to pervade every cell. Allow God to be at the very centre of your being. From this place, revisit the path of hope. See yourself moving along it with humanity and all of creation. See the disciples as they too walk that path. Feel the sense of community as we walk together, bound by God's love and graciousness. Feel the compassion, purpose, and hope. Feel the joy that such union with God brings. Bring yourself back to the room. Feel your body and the chair and the presence of those with you. Open your eyes and take a deep breath. Thank you for this opportunity to be with you. Every blessing to you and your family and all those that you love this Easter.